Hi, you guys. This is Shakti here, live today. I am here for the day 20 of the 365-day challenge. I am just so honored to come on live today with a very special topic. And before I get into today's topic, I want to tell you that I love hearing from you. Every time I get to hear from you in the comments, in the DMs, I just love those interactions. So keep them coming. And the second thing is that I want to just reaffirm the intention of this space is not to talk about what is popular, what is mainstream. The real intention of having the space with you is to really talk about stuff that sometimes we're even afraid to admit to ourselves. To really have so much safety in our space between us so that we can talk about every little thing that comes up in our experience of doing business, in our experience of stepping up in our leadership. Running a business is no joke, and there's a lot that comes up. And this is primarily the reason why when I have good days, I show up, and when I have bad days, I show up and also share that I am having a bad day or I am growing. And there's just a lot of like deep work that goes behind the scene for me to show up, and I'm sure for you to show up in the way you do. So please know that anything comes up in our journey is completely valid, and it is safe for us to discuss here. Today's topic is about how to get back in the flow of your business. And the reason I picked this topic today is because I feel like I'm getting a lot of intuitive, energetic communication from the group on what is really present for each one of us. And I am just addressing these very collective themes that I'm tuning in on that could be helpful for the majority of us here. So it is completely human to lose the flow on our business. It's completely human to start with this year with a big bang, with big goals, with big commitments, with big intentions, and to get to the 20th day into the first month, which is January 20th, to feel like you have lost the flow, and that is okay. Just knowing that, number one, it takes so much courage to admit that, and it takes so much courage to like be real about it. And I admire you if you are somebody who's watching it and you're feeling like, okay, this topic is really speaking to you. I admire you for having the courage that you do, and for really sitting through this, hearing me talk about this topic, and knowing that you're here and you're thinking about it opens you up energetically to shift this. So please know I deeply admire your courage, and I'm here to provide some insight so that it can really help your own process in moving through this. Whenever that happens, and there's no judgment, you know, a lot of people have a hard time finding their flow in their business, and you know, it sometimes it takes years, sometimes it takes months, sometimes it takes decades. And I will tell you that having some sort of support, you know, the support that we have available here, or having some sort of support where the space is held for you is really very valuable, especially in those situations. So I am really speaking to people and this pattern where it just feels very hard to feel inspired to do anything in your business. And this is different than I know what I need to do, but I'm not getting to it. And this is really speaking to the inspiration part. Really feeling kind of excited about doing something. And a lot of times, I also see what happens is that I see this with clients. This is such a common pattern. I see this with clients all the time, that sometimes the lack of inspiration hides behind the busyness. It hides behind, I got so much to do and I'm not able to do what I actually want to do. And in that situation, too, why we are getting really stuck and why we're so busy is because we are not just fully inspired to actually act on our business. I also see this lack of inspiration in other ways, and that is in like not fully clear on what is the offer that you want to put out, not being fully clear in wanting to create a program, a package for your clients, but not fully clear on actually how you go about it. And in those scenarios too, I see a lack of inspiration that shows up. When I like work with clients, what I notice is that there is usually a level of fear that the body is processing and the mind is really anchored on. And a lot of that fear is fear of, like, what if I create something and it people don't like it, right? That is a very common one. It can also um, sometimes what happens is that we lose touch with why does any of this matters, right? Sometimes I see clients wanting to be perfect, and sometimes like what they think, clients think that what they should do is not actually really aligned with them. And this is all the ways all this unconscious energy can really come into our space. I also see one of the really big things that I have seen many times actually. I can literally count on my, you know, I can literally see each client who I've supported. There it has been a level of also this kind of disengagement from the womb, where the mind knows what you want to do or what you should do, but the creation in the womb and creation in the sacrum, and this goes for men too, by the way, but the creation in the sacrum is not available fully for creating what is it that you actually want to do. And it kind of feels like a level of misalignment between the mind and the body. And peeling the layers, looking at where the energies are coming from, I often see that a lot of times our creative space, which is really the sacrum, if you look at it in a woman's body, it's the womb, uterus, ovaries, and in the men's body it's like the perineum, and the sacrum. Those are the creative centers for men. And I often see a lot of times these parts, these creation part of our bodies, are borrowed. And it's just so, you know, it's so confusing at times, because how could that be? But a lot of times when I map the energy back, it goes back as far as childhood, where, you know, maybe like there were parents who weren't getting along and mom was too sad, and now the eldest daughter held space in her womb for mom to process her energy, right? Or dad is going through stuff and he has a hard time speaking about it, and the boy became like the holder of dad's emotions. And why we do this is because we don't want to lose out on love. We don't want to lose our parents and their attention. We want to be seen as kids. We want to be loved as kids. There's a lot of different enmeshment that goes on. And once that enmeshment is clear, it becomes so much easy to tap into your own energy, to tap into your own excitement, and find that spark for your work again. And if this is you, I want to leave you with how easy all this can be, how easy it can be within minutes, with the right awareness, with the right space holding, right level of bringing safety in the body, how easy it can be actually to move forward in a direction where you want to go. And it can all feel so much more fun and exciting, and receiving new clients and income, and um, being seen in your gifts and your genius can just be such a blessing. And just little tweaks here and there, just looking at energy, understanding where things are coming from, knowing that this is does not have to be your status quo for your entire life. This can be all straightened out, harmonized, released, you know, and on the other side of it, there's usually something so big my clients tap into. It's always, every time these things happen, there's always a gift in this. And I want to invite you to take this opportunity to ask yourself, if you're somebody who wants, more in your business, and if you are not getting to that more, whatever that is, I want to invite you to ask yourself where, what is really happening, and if there's any opportunity for you to receive support, please do get some support. And I fully believe that everybody deserves to have a lot of fun in their business. We are supposed to have fun in our businesses, in our all that we create, the selling process, the marketing, all of that can be just so much more fun when we have full space to do what we want to do. And I'm here to support your process. There's plenty of people in this network that you can connect with, and whether it's trades that can be helpful for you, whether it's calling a friend who really gets it, um, anything and everything that you need can be accessed by remembering this does not have to be your status quo. That's all I have to say today. And with that, I look forward to your comments and your DMs. Keep them coming. Let me know how tonight's topic resonated with you. And would love to serve you, support you with another topic tomorrow. I'll be back. Until then, take good care of you. Bye.